Hello and welcome to Theology, a channel about theology and beer. Welcome to my beer type series where I will be going through all different types of beer. Now what better way to begin the series on different types of beers than to give an overview on what beer is, what it's made of and a bit of its history. So without further ado, let's ask the most important question: what is beer? Well, at its simplest, beer is an alcoholic drink. Here's a fun fact: after water and tea, beer sits at third place for the world's favourite drink. Sorry wine, you're close but no cigar. Beer's been with us for as long as we've had civilization, so it's been with us for quite some time. We're not quite sure when humanity got into beer, but chemical testing has dated it back to as far as 3,900 years, and there's evidence some civilizations were making it as far back as 8,000 to 5,500 BC. A lot of ancient civilizations, like the Assyrians, had laws regarding types of beer, and often people back then got paid with it. There's evidence as well that the pyramids were paid for using beer. In some places, theology met beer, just like this channel. The Hymton in Saki was a prayer to a Sumerian goddess of beer to make sure it all turned out okay. Of course, the beer from back then was not like the beer we have now, but the fact still stands that beer has been with us for a very, very long time. So, just as back then, nowadays beer is the king of the alcoholic drinks, and it's come a long way since its early days. Since the ingredients were solidified back in the 1500s, they've been tweaked and changed to give us all manner of different styles of beer. You have bitters, you have stouts, dark ales, red ales, pale ales, fizzy beers like your lagers and your ciders, and all sorts of combinations in between. And countries all over the world have their own preferences and styles of beer as well. It's very big business nowadays, and it's available pretty much everywhere, but you can also make it at home with the proper kit. Now the ingredients may get tweaked and changed, but the basic ingredients of beer are always the same. If you check the ingredients list of any beer, you'll always get the same results: water, barley and hops. Some beers stick in extra bits later on to change the flavours, such as herbs or spices or fruit, but the process is generally always the same. Beer is made by a process known as brewing, and places that make it are called breweries. The idea behind brewing is to convert starch into sugar, and then that sugar into alcohol. The starch comes from barley, which is germinated just so much before being dried out. These grains are then called malts. This partial germination creates lots of starch in the grain, handy for the next bit. These grains are then crushed and then plonked in loads of hot water to convert all those starches into sugar. Once finished, you get a big sugary liquid, and then yeast gets added into the mix. This yeast will then turn all that lovely sugar into alcohol, and then it's a case of flavouring your beer, and this is where all the hops and all the other stuff gets added to make all the bottles and cans that you see in the shop. So, that was a quick overview of beer. In the coming episodes, I'm going to introduce the different styles and types available today, so you'll be able to tell the difference between a rice stout and a triple hopped IPA. If that's of interest to you, subscribe for more, but until then, why not read more with some of the links in the description, grab a drink and keep asking questions.